Hello and welcome everybody to the Tweed Couch YouTube channel. I wanted to show you this new guitar that I ended up getting from Martin Kretzmann of Kretzmann Guitar Company. This is the Kretzmann Tactical 59 DC. Very cool guitar, has lots of cool little features on it. Got it for a pretty sweet price, and it is a pretty awesome guitar. So I'm going to go ahead and go through some of the features, give you a little bit of the tone, and maybe say a few things that I'd like to see a little bit different, but ultimately want to do a little review on this guitar, which has been so cool for the price point which it is. Now, for starting at about $300, you really can't go wrong with this type of a double cut style guitar. Yes, I have a Gibson. Yes, I have a vintage V130. So I have a lot of different types of single pickup guitars that are really meant to be the same type thing. But this one, at starting around 300 bucks, is a lot of bang for buck for a guitar. What I ended up getting was something that got fixed up by a luthier. Now, luthiers are different than builders. Luthiers are people who actually go in, they learn how to fix other people's problems and make the guitar even better than when you first got it. Well, that's essentially what Kretzmann has done. He's had someone else build the guitar and make it overseas, brought it in and went, I bet you that I can make this play like butter. And that's exactly what he's done. Of course, I've done a couple of things to change it, but really they're mostly cosmetic. One's a little bit functional. I like a strap lock, so I put on some strap buttons. Another is, I went on Amazon and I figured if this is a Tactical 59 in army green, I need to have something very tactical, very army, something very assault-like. And so I ended up adding on these revolver volume and tone knobs, which I think are super cool. But, jury's out. You may think they're dumb. To each his own. Let's hear how this thing sounds. So the amp that I'm going to use is this Marshall JMP 2204 from 1981. It's going through some greenbacks in this 412 cab. I've got the presence sitting at around 4, bass at 6, middle at 6, treble is sitting at around 4. I've got the master volume sitting only at 3, and the preamp is at around 2. I'm going into the high sensitivity, so this should be a relatively clean amplifier, but that is obviously getting a little bit broken up, and I think part of it is because this is a pretty hot P90 that's in here. Now also notice it's relatively dark. And I've got everything wide open. So this is not a guitar that you have to worry about being just shrill and ice picky out of the box. And I think that's pretty nice to end up having. But you can still turn down the volume just a little bit and clean it up. It's what I would consider about 7 on the volume. And now if I go back up, not too bad at all. Okay, bring it down to about what I would consider 5. Now it starts to clean up even more. But let's be honest, we like these things nice and driven. So let's go ahead and put that thing all the way back up again. So this is pretty awesome. Also, of course, the lead stuff. Like I said, it plays like butter, and I just love how low the action can be, how easy it is, and then also intonation. Even though you would be worried about this part being real rough, man, it's right on. That's the benefit of having a luthier touch it before you get a chance to even play it. Now, I do want to mention there are a couple of things that are special to this guitar, and especially this guitar, and that's the dot inlays. Usually dot inlays are not on it. It is an upcharge if you would like to have them put on there. Otherwise, it is just a blank canvas. I've seen people put stickers on them. I've seen people do it themselves. I had Martin do it. He did an excellent job. Once again, the beauty of having a luthier. As far as things that I would go, man, I wish it were a little bit different. Well, one thing is that I do notice that the pots, I mean, really once you get down to about 5, it becomes real dark. I kind of wish that I had a little bit more room to go, but this is a great place to start, okay? Also, another thing that I kind of would like, I would like this pickup to be a little bit brighter. I mean, it's really not all that noisy. So I'm not really worried about the noise that comes from a P90, but I would love it to be just a little bit brighter. We'll also say that the tuners are an area where it seems that there has been a corner cut. These stay in tune, everything's great. They just don't tend to move very freely. That's the only reason why I would say that that's a spot that got cut. But it does hold tune. It stays in tune great. I can abuse this guitar. And it will still stay in tune. So that's pretty awesome for a guitar that was of this price point. Okay? The last little thing that I think is super cool about this is if you've ever seen the Gibson version of this, where it has this all pickguard and everything, they did them for a few years, just a few years ago, and you might go, well, this looks just like that. Why would I not just get one of those? Well, one of the issues that I had with it is the neck super thin. This is a nice feeling neck. It reminds me a lot of a Gibson's 50s neck, maybe just a touch thinner. So I really like this neck. This is totally worth it. Now, I've mentioned that I have access to a few different types of single pickup guitars. I also have access to a 1959 Gibson Les Paul Jr., the real deal, and I should do a shootout, and I probably will for you. Last cool thing that I have with this is I love this dog tag on the back. This dog tag, it actually says Kretzmann Guitar Company Model Tactical Kretz 59DC/2021, which is the year in which this one was produced. And then it says Isaiah 38:20, which is a Bible verse that goes with praising the Lord with stringed instruments. And I think that that's pretty cool that such a raucous guitar like this can be used in such a way. Well, that does it for me on this quick review of this cool guitar. Make sure you check it out from KretzmannGuitar.com. That's KRTZMANN guitar.com. We'll see you later.